Alright, here's Wellington's water supply. It's a couple of giant storage lakes up in the hills above Upper Hutt. These things are pretty huge. Beautiful day today. Sunny, summer. Thanks. So the fun thing about this electric car charger here in Featherston is that Featherston is over a really big hill from Wellington, so the hill's about 550 meters high. It's high enough that you'll get snow in the winter during a southerly sort of snowstorm, and the thing that if you drive over the hill to get here, you'll have some charge when you roll down the hill. But if you're heading back, you've got to go up this 500 meter hill, to get to Upper Hutt. So in that respect, it's good to have a car charger at the bottom of the hill on this side. Most people, if they were say driving from Wellington, it's a very windy day today. Most people, if they were driving from Wellington, would have they'd have a full charge when they leave home, and so they'd easily get over the hill to get here. But if you drive over, go for a drive around, go to Martinborough or Greytown, which are a couple of cool little towns to go for lunch, something like that, go out for a coffee, go and tour some vineyards. Once you've done that tour and then you're heading back, you kind of need the electric car charger before the hill so that you can recharge to get up and over the hill on the way back, because most people will be fine once they hit the downhill on the other side on their electric cars. So this one's a good position to side an electric car charger, especially the rapid charger. Hi, I'm here in Featherston by electric car charger. There's rapid chargers now in most places around New Zealand. There's almost enough to sort of drive almost anywhere. In another year, most places will be accessible by electric car, and this is for electric cars. Got one that's got 100 kilometre range or 110, 140 kilometre range. They're placing these about every 80 kilometres or better in a lot of places. Like in Auckland, there's just quite a few fast electric car chargers now, so you can take a long journey. You can go from one town to another town, fast charge while you're there, recharge and then go back. And in addition to that, some supermarkets have car chargers. Some of these are free, but most of them are pay. The main network, this one here, ChargeNet, most of their ones cost 25 cents per kilowatt hour and 25 cents per minute to charge. So it's kind of like around $10 or somewhere around there to charge something like a Nissan Leaf, so that you can drive another 100 k's or so. Yeah, that's electric car chargers in New Zealand. This is the Wairarapa, and I'm at the side of one of the roads there. There's just a free-range apple tree. This is a irrigated paddock, probably a dairy farm, because that's what people irrigate. And sort of the kind of dry hills over the back. This time of year, so January, middle of summer, see those hills over there. They're really green for this time of year, those hills. Like normally it'll be all straw coloured or brown coloured, a bit like that beautiful one over there. Just taking a drive over to Martinborough to have a cup of coffee, I think. Martinborough is a great place to visit if you're on a holiday in New Zealand. Just visiting a cafe in Martinborough. Martinborough has a lot of vineyards and a few cafes and some nice hotels and other accommodation. It's a good place to come for a a weekend or a wine or food festival. Just found this cafe which I haven't been to before. Looks like they roast their own coffee. If I look around there, you can see the coffee roasting machine at the back of the cafe. And has some quite good, right on the city square. So you see the square on the other side with the trees and stuff. It's pretty awesome. And what else? What else is good? Got some music. Sounds. I recognise the band. Could be a New Zealand group. Seems pretty awesome anyway. I'll turn the camera around. Hang on. Outside is the Martinborough Hotel. There's even a bus. Oh, look at that. I didn't even know you could even catch a bus here. Looks like there's just Martinborough of Palmerston North. Don't know where that comes from. Maybe it's a nationwide bus company. What else is interesting? Yeah, lots of people just drive here from Wellington for the day, or even from Napier or Hastings. It's probably a 2-hour drive. Yeah, maybe a little more up to Napier. Nice drive on pretty empty country highways, and so it's pretty good. And another good thing that's around here is Stonehenge Aotearoa. If you go to Stonehenge Aotearoa, you can see a modernly built Stonehenge, and you can go to a scientific talk where they actually explain stone circles and other hinges and how they work as astronomy calendars. They have a particular emphasis on astronomy rather than astrology, but they do cover both in the talk. The talk's about an hour long. Can't remember the price. Maybe $20 or $30. You get a kind of like a 1 hour talk and then a 1 hour walk around the Stonehenge where they demonstrate the things that they explain to you in the talk. If you're interested in those sorts of stone calendars, then I found that after going to Stonehenge in the UK, the visit here was way more informational. Like, I just learned so much more by going to Stonehenge Aotearoa, which is near Martinborough, near Masterton and near Greytown in the Wairarapa. This building is Martinborough Museum, and the little tiny building beside it is a posh looking public toilet. Public toilets in New Zealand are usually always provided with toilet paper, and another thing, quite often they are wheelchair accessible. Accessibility is a big thing in New Zealand, so almost all public buildings are designed to be wheelchair accessible or mobility accessible. Here's a wind machine at a vineyard. The wind machine is used for moving the air on the vineyard in case there's an early frost near the harvesting time of the grapes. So if you have a frost, it damages the grapes just before the harvest time. And so with the wind machines, there's a whole array of them on the field. They use these on other orchards in New Zealand as well, such as kiwi fruit. The array of wind machines will create a breeze which will stop the frost from settling, which will stop the fruit from being damaged, so that it protects your crop. You can get frost insurance, but it's kind of a little expensive, but in some places it's affordable. Some places frost insurance is more affordable than wind machines. But perhaps the wind machines have replaced the frost insurance. Here's the turn-off for Stonehenge Aotearoa, and the Stonehenge itself is located just near the hill, near that big spooky house up there. Can't quite see the Stonehenge from this intersection here. Let's see if I can spot it further down the road. Okay, so I'm here at Stonehenge Aotearoa. It's just behind me. Here's a visitor centre, and taking the tour, I totally recommend it. I've done the tour 2 times. It's really breezy again out there at the moment, so not very good for recording video outside, but I took a couple of still shots. I'll put them in the video. This is Greytown, a small town in the Wairarapa, notable for its craft shops, second-hand shops, cafes, and just generally touristy stuff. It's a real nice place to come in the summer. Streets have all these nice big trees. There's a lot of like traditional older houses. It's a very sort of archetypical old New Zealand town where it has, I don't know, quite nice houses. Can't really see much. It's kind of so many trees in the neighbourhood. What else is good? There's a playgroup over there and some older building. Looks like a school down there. Yeah, just a typical kind of Kiwi town. But because it's so close to Wellington, there's a lot of holiday houses here for people who come from Wellington to come here for weekends. Behind me here is a building which I suspect is an old church by its style. New Zealand's becoming increasingly a less religious country, so a lot of old churches, when they kind of get not really abandoned, but they get sold, and then they get often converted into shops and cafes because they're interesting historical buildings. So they make nice businesses, occasionally converted into a house, but often a cafe. So although we're out in the country, there's like fashion stores amongst the antique and sort of tourist knick-knack stores.